I just get a call one day, and she's like, hey, do you think you can go on tour with Alicia? Call me back. Okay, this date you need to go get a passport. You need to go to the passport office, and they sent me the itineraries, and it started from there. So that her doing that is what inspired and pushed me into all that I've done up until this point. A person saying, "Get her." Now, and you can go and walk through the door, but your character, your work ethic, and your integrity is the thing that has brought me here.
Killa Kela podcast. KillaKelaOfficial.com.
Street Culture TV.
Beatbox created.
Killa Kela.
And we're here to talk about world music and street culture.
Killa Kela podcast.
And we're off. Ladies and gentlemen, Killa Kela podcast, live and direct, central London, or as central as you need to be, could be, choose to be. You don't want to be anywhere else, and serves you right if you ever did in the first place, all right? Okay, people, our sponsors, the mighty GK Nifty Heads, have 10,000 play-to-earn GraffPunks NFTs to give away. Get ready as London's white trash goes blockchain digital with Bitcoin Cash tokens locked into them to claim. Get yourselves over to the website gkniftyheads.com and play to earn now. Big shout out to the sharing carers, people who've been clocking from the jump and all that good stuff. And cameras on. And what you will notice right now is we've got a new building moved inside the place, Queen's Park's finest, the new home for the Killa Kela podcast. And it goes without saying, to my right, your left, of course, is a lady that has moved and shaped across the soul landscape for years, touring alongside with backing vocalists such as Alicia Keys, but then, you know, a little bit of Stevie Wonder mixed in with some Usher, and some Lenny Kravitz too, if you like. And Anomaly was the originals, and I've got a flurry of different singles. She's eternally grateful. This is Denise, a.k.a. Stout.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Good. It's good to have you in. Good to have you in England. I mean, you just finished at Jazz Cafe, right?
Yes.
How was that?
So awesome. It was everything that I imagined it would be. It was just, my heart is so full.
Yeah. First of all, big up Kish as well, who's inside the place.
What's up, Kish?
The connector, the host was most of with people that come into town, and he was sending me videos. They look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Busy.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your feelings when you? I mean, that was a sold out crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Yeah.
Well, it was from where you begin, from where you start in your career, and all the different, junctions. We spoke about it before we came on. What was it like to be standing there in front of so many people like that?
It's always an amazing feeling. I was telling someone last night, I'm super blessed, to live this life and do what I'm doing, this service. And so I have been blessed to have that feeling, more than once, of being in front of a packed room, singing your original music. I'm just like super, super blessed and grateful that people want to hear what I have to say, And
I always find that interesting because when you're in studio mode, it's an organised play. And I guess in the back of any artist's mind is that feeling of like, how do they get this? Or what's going to lead to this? What's going to happen once this, it must be a crazy journey to see something from beginnings to fruition like that.
Yeah, it is. Being so young, knowing that I wanted to do music to now, and all of that has happened in between. It's just like, wow, I lived so many lives in this world of music and art.
Well, we're going to get into those many lives right now. Jeez, I mean, Connecticut, where it began.
Yes,
church. Anyway, I'll let you explain. Yes. So, how old are you? How old are you?
I am old enough.
No, how old were you when you started?
3. I thought he was asking my age.
No, hell no. This is a gentleman. No, thank you.
I'm Benjamin Button.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. There's some Prince vibes here. I'm not asking no one's age.
You know what I mean?
But you started really early, didn't you?
I started at 3. I remember, I was raised in the church, in a family church. My great-grandmother was the pastor. Yes, and I remember being 3, asking a cousin back then, because he was the drummer, and I was like, I want to play. I just remember I was just like really super advanced as a young person. So, and when he showed me just, the different little elements, I had full coordination right away.
Wow.
So I thought that was normal to just be able to, at 3, I'm standing up and playing. So that's where my journey really began. Wow. In the church, playing the drums. I got good, and my grandmother asked me to start playing for Sunday service. I split, the month with the other drummer.
Really? And you were alternating our way? Throughout your whole childhood, you were you were involved, deep involved in that.
Deeply involved in church.
That's crazy, man.
And I had the
Born
space.
into the game of music.
Yeah, for sure. I had they gave me freedom to like express myself musically. I'm thinking about that now, like, wow, wait, I really did have some freedom, because we can get into the other stuff of where I didn't have freedom because it was a religious family. But that's where I started. And, my grandmother gave me space to find my voice and to find, my skill.
It's really interesting you say that, I guess, that conflict between freedom and restrictions. Because I think in an artist's world, with the restriction comes the creativity. There's almost like a discipline in itself when it comes to music.
Yeah, I think so. I think I can agree with that. With restriction comes creativity, yeah. Because the brain is always trying to find its way to it, so.
Yeah. But there was restrictions within the church, which...
Sure.
Really...
Um,
an intense time.
Excuse me. Yeah, especially back then, in the... No, I'm just kidding. But in the 80s, growing up in a black church, I grew up in... Because, like, within the Christianity, like, in Pentecostal community, there's, like, different subsections. There's different denominations.
Right.
So I grew up in a denomination called Apostolic and Holiness. So it was, like, very strict down to what we wore.
Wow.
You couldn't, like have red nail polish. Like, we couldn't do that. You couldn't even have your ears pierced.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So here I am, this radical young person, changing things within my family. I wasn't a rebel, but I'm just like, this is just who I am. So, but it was very strict, for someone to say, oh, you can only wear this.
How was that for the family dynamic? Because obviously, like, people come of age, and then, your mind alters, you make your own decisions, and things may conflict.
Yeah, I think, shout out to my mom. She's amazing. She really is amazing. I remember I was telling a friend about this, like, because we had to wear skirts all the time. And I was like a young teenager, maybe like 13, 14. And I was just like, I don't want to wear skirts anymore. Like, I want to wear pants like my friends. So my god sister, God rest her soul, she passed. She brought some jeans to me. And I was like, I'm going to wear these. We're going to go out. I put on the jeans, and my mom was in her bedroom, and I was like, see you, Mom. I'm going out. And I ran out the door and had on pants. And that's where it started.
Big up Mumsy. You know what I mean?
So, my mom was just like, I'm not going to argue with you
Really?
now, So I say shout out to her because she just kind of helped me. She just kind of like opened the door, like, go ahead. Yeah. You're going to do it, so just go ahead. So I give a lot of love and praise to her for that, for letting me find my way to who I am.
Nice. What was the music scene like in Connecticut?
It's
got a great graph scene, by the way. It's a brilliant graffiti scene.
Yeah, definitely. I think that growing up there, I love growing up there. Church culture and like gospel music culture was so big there. And I say it was really big back then, especially I think around the time that 80s, it was like the church musical scene was booming.
Wow.
80s, 90s, early 2000s. I had that.
God,
the
good.
best of the best coming through town to perform.
Wow.
Yeah, from quartet music, that's deep South soul gospel music. Raw energy. That's where James Brown gets his influence from. You can find it in an interview where he talks about some of them.
Yeah.
I grew up with that sound.
Wow.
So it was very accessible in the church scene. Like, it was boom. It was always something going on.
It's mad how the influence of because of course in close proximities, you got places like Philadelphia, New York, etc. And then you got the West Coast, and they become their own incubating kind of popularity spaces where you get like all these different subgenres and bigger genres like hip hop and such. But it's really those other more rural places that really hold the torch to these real traditional, like, I don't know, man, when you just get people coming out of nowhere like a complete curveball. I mean, we'll come to Nirvana in a bit, but there's the Seattle scene, even that in itself is like, well, how did this blossom and suddenly turn into a new music movement? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love stories about artists and genres that just come out of the gate on a whole different vibe that knocks all the main cities off its axis.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's definitely the case with CT. We call it CT, Connecticut. There's a lot of talent a lot of great talent there.
Yeah.
some hidden, some are out there, you know. So
So good, so
Yeah.
good. Who are your influences in addition at the time? Were there other, you know? Yeah, I don't doubt it for a second. Run them up.
many. It's so many. I get, you know, of course I get asked that a lot because I'm an artist, but I would say, you know, because I love so many, kind of like all music. But top, let me see. I always say the Clark sisters from
Nice.
Detroit, you know, legendary. They have shaped, you know, they were some of the
Motown.
ones that innovated or shifted gospel, the sound of gospel music. So the Clark sisters,
Wow.
shout out to them. I love them so much. I'd have to say Shirley Caesar.
Shall I see that?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
That's an OG.
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
an OG. Get your Google on, by the way, people. If you're not getting
Yes,
that.
please,
Uh-huh.
guys, go do your homework.
Yeah.
Man, you know, I gotta say Nirvana. You know, I do. Like, I love them, and I found them so young. D'Angelo. If we gotta go, you know, a bit new school. Anita Baker, Sade.
Ooh.
I was a young girl listening to Sade. Like, who am I listening to this? Listen to Anita and trying to, you know, encapsulate their essence. But those are some of my top. Yeah, I gotta shout out Kim Burrell because in my teens, when I really started to come into my voice and understanding, she was one of the ones that I listened to.
So sick.
You know, and I love rock music, so you know, I love Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I mean, yeah, and you hear that.
Limp Bizkit,
You sure?
Korn.
Oh, come
on, man.
Come on.
Freak on a Leash. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, come on. No, that's a and
I was the only black girl listening to that, man. Like my
great
friends were-
stuff. Come on.
Great. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That stuff goes hard even now. I listen to it and I still get bumps.
I
but
get bums. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Still. So that's just a few, you know, that really resonated with me at that time and still to this day. James Brown.
Ooh, yeah, of course. Parliament, Funkadelic.
Yeah.
You know, Kish, back me up. I have got this playlist on Spotify, and I swear to God, it's pretty much all I listen to now. It was like SOS Band, Renee and Angela, you know, those era. I can't quite figure out what to put that category of soul into. It was just like this sweet spot before New Jack Swing. That was just, you know, soul to soul and the likes of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
How do you
Soul to
define
soul.
that, you know?
How do you define it? I mean, I don't know if you want to go into that, because me, I have just a different POV when it comes to genre. I just don't even really like the word genre. It's just, we all have different sounds. There are different sounds in this world that are all somehow connected.
But you know, yeah, and I agree. But you know what differentiates you from a lot of artists, which kind of gives you license to say that and be inspired by that, not obviously because you can, because you're an artist, but you have a very distinct voice that you can lay on anything, and it's like, boom, it's popping, people know who it is.
Yeah.
As proven by Smells Like Teen Spirit, which for me was like entry, like how I discovered you. I was like, holy, wait a minute,
Yeah,
what is this
I know.
sorcery? Talk to me about the story, because if you haven't checked out the reversion, a cover of "Smells Like Teen Spirit,"
Check that out.
Stout. Oh, jeez, it was just crazy. It was such a great crossover idea.
I feel like that one still has, you know, life and legs to do something, and it will. You know, the people just got to catch on. That's all. They will eventually. Smells Like Teen Spirit. Like I said earlier, you know, I was super young, you know, growing up in the church and only being able to listen to gospel music, sneaking to listen to artists that I named, like Nirvana, like Anita. I was sneaking, you know, trying to find my way. And I was just attracted to Kurt's voice. I felt like, oh my God, like, I just, that resonates with me. So I would just, you know, find my way to sneaking and listening to them. And I've been carrying their music for years. It's not that I was afraid to cover the music. I just felt like when it was time, it was going to come. So I started working on my rendition that's out now. Like, I remember, like, doing it, 2015?
Oh, wow, so you holding it down, holding on to it for a while.
I started just playing it live. And then we finally recorded it in 2023, released it, you know?
Crazy. One song that I thought, and I'm going to throw it out there as a request, I think you should do Radiohead Creep.
Whoa, I love Radiohead. I love Weird Fishes.
Yeah,
of course.
Nice, yeah.
But I would do it just like them. I got to check out Creep.
You
Okay,
check out
okay.
That's the one.
I love them, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, it's great. And I think your repute in vocal elasticity and, you know, open-mindedness has led you to so many situations with artists and bands that, you know, a lot of people would only dream about. I mean, how did you get from... Because for a lot of people here, they're fans of the show and they're aspiring as much as, you know, interested and will obviously know about you. It's just more like, how do you get yourself into that situation? I mean, first of all, how do you get into those positions in the first place of like,
Yeah.
oh, I just happened to bump into so-and-so and so-and-so and this happened?
Yeah. I want to say, you know, at the time, there was another singer, a fabulous singer. Her name is Jessica Wilson. She's from New York, fabulous singer.
Wow.
And we met in the New York scene, the music scene. We have mutual friends. We met, we hit it off. She was already on tour with Alicia, right? And so when she was in town, we would hang out. And then lo and behold, like, I don't know, it must have been like a year after I met her. I just get a call one day and she's like, hey, do you think you can go on tour with Alicia? She needs an alto, and I put your name in the hat.
Just a casual call.
Just a casual call.
You fancy it?
I was a temp agent. I was working for a temp agency, and I was working for a brokerage firm. They loved me there. I'm sitting at the desk, and she's like, answer your phone now. And I'm just like, she asked me that, do you think you can go on tour? And I was just like, well, let me check with my mom, because at the time I had one daughter. She was young. And it was a no-brainer. My mom was like, we'll make it work. Go. Wow. And the next thing I know, she's like, okay, gonna call you back. Call me back. Okay, this date, you need to go get a passport. You need to go to the passport office. Yeah. And they sent me the itineraries, and it started from there. Yeah, yeah. So her doing that is what inspired and pushed me into all that I've done up until this point. Yeah. A person saying, get her.
Yeah.
Now, you can go and walk through the door, but your character, your work ethic, and your integrity is the thing that has brought me here.
Sure.
You can be talented.
Yeah.
You can get the call and book it, but the way that you keep it is through what I just said. Yeah. Integrity, your work ethic, professionalism. And then I learned. I wasn't just there to be a background singer. I was there to learn. I learned from Alicia. I learned from Usher, being around him. And these artists, we all perform with them because of her.
Wow.
So, yeah, long journey, but that's what I've learned, is being yourself, paying attention, learning, being great is what carries you.
And kind of being, is exposed the right word? Yeah, it is. When you get a call like that, the management, the team, the agent, they're all so self-assured. In fact, it's almost like push the button and it's moving. Yeah. And you, by the seat of your pants, going, whoa, we're going straight in now. And they ain't playing, they're serious. It's almost like you get brought into the room.
Yeah.
And there is a sense of feeling like quite exposed to the element of what their expectations are. Like you say, there's certain nuances and behavior patterns that you're coming into that you may not necessarily have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had to pull it up.
Yeah.
I was, it's always an elegant person because of being raised by women and like older women. So I know I was poised for it, but then I still did learn a lot of things from being with them and just how to move and work a room and not be too loud, but be present, but be seen and heard. And, so yeah, it was hit the ground running, and I had to learn like that.
So we're talking early noughties? Was this around the noughties?
This was 2003.
So, yeah, so early.
2003 is when it began.
Yeah. Top of the Pops,
Top of the Pops. Is that still a show here?
No, it's
it
not.
Is?
This is OG. This is OG.
Yeah. Okay. So it was equivalent to what? TRL. Remember, TRL it's not anymore. But those two were like similar.
It's heartbreaking, isn't it, when those shows kind of quit?
Wish they come back.
It's like, just chuck my childhood over there, will you? Thanks.
Seriously. Telling my age. Top of the Pops was like the show. It was like the #1 show to be on,
Yeah, but,
BBC.
This program, yeah, exactly. It's programs like that went, goes. And then there's others you won as well. There was a bunch of others in the UK that you came and did.
Gosh, I can't remember.
Jules Holland, right?
Yeah, Jules Holland. And even some of the venues that we played some pretty prestigious venues. I gotta get the name. I wish I can remember. I know one of them is like right near Piccadilly Circus. Beautiful theater. I'm forgetting the name of it. Anyways,
Did you do the Scala?
we did.
I saw
we
you
did.
there.
See, yep, we did.
I
He's
saw
bringing it
you
back. You're
there.
bringing it back.
That's why I saw Alicia Keys for the record
Man.
label. So you were there.
Yeah,
That was an amazing show.
We've done some pretty amazing things with that woman.
Which led to you working alongside a whole heap of other people. And
Yeah, because of her, like I said, man, I remember we did the MTV Awards back in 2004. It was Alicia, Stevie Wonder, Lenny Kravitz. We were the backing vocals for them, darling.
oh my God.
Well, I mean,
pinch me.
I will never forget that. And our rehearsals was at Lenny's, his personal rehearsal spot.
Oh, I've seen the video. Obviously not been there. Like seeing the videos is.
Yeah. He's like playing the drums and jamming with us. Stevie comes in jamming for like an hour straight. And we're singing with Stevie Wonder because he just wanted to jam first before we went straight into rehearsal.
How do you get your head into those moments? I mean, we're talking about Jazz Cafe last night, but it's all one and the same, right? Like,
Yeah.
but you know, this is like, okay, get it together. Okay.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's like, get me to tell my mom. I'm looking at Stevie Wonder and I'm singing with it. Like, you got to, but you got to keep your, try to be cool and collective,
Chill,
smooth.
son, chill.
Trying to sing the right note. Because
Yeah.
you don't want to, no.
Because you know he can hear everything.
You
He's
can
like,
hear
not miss-
everything. Like, even that, like, from rehearsal to stage and camera blocking and all that, we're in, doing the stage rehearsal, whatever, at the venue. And I think it was Staples Center. I don't know. And Stevie Wonder, he has his in-ears in. He's playing. He's just playing, doing the same thing, jamming.
So
and
he's just doing his thing.
Yes, like it's ever flowing for him. It's like he can't stop singing. So everybody was just like quiet
Incredible.
and listening
Yeah.
while the stagehands were working. And then somebody was like, "I'm sorry, Mr. Wonder, can we?" They didn't know how to interrupt him.
That's
but
so
man,
good.
Just wonderful experiences through Alicia.
Yeah.
Work with
sure.
Quincy Jones.
Oh, all right.
Two times.
Talk to me about Quincy Jones.
Two
Been there
times.
twice.
Yeah. One of the performances was the Grammys. We performed. It was her performance, and she invited Jamie Foxx. They did Georgia on My Mind.
No.
A little remix of that with a small little orchestra that was conducted by Quincy.
And you met him?
Yes, the sweetest. And then another time there was a benefit that he curated, and it was in Rome. And this was for feeding the children. I think it was for hunger or something that was going on.
Oh, wow.
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Huge. And he conducted that.
It would be deemed impossible not to be inspired by circles of people like that. Was there a moment where you thought to yourself, okay, how am I going to react in a way for my solo career? Because like each one of these are lily pad leaps up into bigger things, and you know that the bigger platforms are there, and they always will be on side. But then there must have been a moment in your head, like most people would, of, okay, where do I begin?
Ooh, yes, for sure. There was like early on, I knew. I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I knew, but I needed to spread my wings. So by me going to New York and being on the scene, the music scene, that helped me. And that gave me more confidence. I saw more. So I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. Trying to figure it out. And fast forward to being out with Alicia and just being on stage all the time with her for 3.5 years, watching her, how she worked the audience, how she knew exactly what she wanted to do with her and her team and curating the show. I was watching and just like, this is it. And then came that thought, like, how do I do this? How do I get here?
Yeah.
And early on, I realized that my journey is my journey. I can't compare myself to her or anybody.
Yeah.
But she's showing me that it's possible.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Was there a detachment process? Like you were on tour with them and you knew that you had to go your own way?
yeah.
Did you feel, was that a real sense of, okay, I'm going to have to detach, I can't keep on doing this, and
Yeah.
if I want to achieve this, You know, the stabilizers need to come off.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was because at the time as well, like when I started to when I knew that I was gonna have to stop, you know, it was easy. You know, it wasn't a falling out, anything, nothing like that. She understood. At the time, she didn't have children, but she knew I had my daughter, and at the time, I was getting ready to get married and all of that, and so my life was changing, and you know, back then I didn't really, I don't know, I just didn't really think that. I don't know if I should say that, but I didn't know how I was going to continue to tour and be married at that time.
Pre-internet, pre-Zoom, pre-Skype.
Okay, I
Real
just didn't
talk.
see it. I just thought, oh, okay, I'm getting married. I need to stop.
Yeah.
You know, there's some other, you know, things with that, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't a falling out. We remained, you know, super cool, you know, throughout, and even I want to say in 2022, I did something at her house because she did a surprise surprise party for her husband, Swiss Beats. And I was playing with my brother, Keon Harold. He's a wonderful trumpet player. And he wanted me to come and do the vocals. And
Swiss Beats, you know.
you know, he was like, yeah, we're going to go over there. And I was like, what? And when I walked in, she's like, and we had a reunion. So
Oh,
the attachment
wow.
process was, you know, it's life. I know she knows, like, as an artist, you have a team, you know, someone is going to move on to something. So,
Yeah, true. You do get connected to the bands, though, don't you? I always find it curious how people can have, like, these... I mean, respect to the session musicians all day. But if you ain't operating like a unit, like a friendship, like an energy, like that's what... It's the whole foundation of your live performance and the artistry, like the integrity that you hold in the relationships you have within the band, right?
yes,
So important.
it's very important.
Yeah.
So
What's
those
it like
people
with your
are
band?
my family. A lot of them, we still talk. Like, there's one of the saxophone player, horns player, he's working on something for my EP. He's putting horns in my EP for a song of mine. So, like, we're all still family. Even though the band changed after a while, like I left and then it started to trickle down, everybody is still family.
Yeah. I mean, that element of performance and artistry, I just love the way that friendships and relationships are built, and someone say, yeah, let's do it. That's cool. Let's just go and do it.
Yeah.
What's it like forming now, you know, with your own band? Because I know you have different variations in how you like to perform. But, you know, being the conductor of your own ensembles, that must be crazy.
Yeah, I feel like being a director and a band leader, that's always been in me. Because, again, I started playing the drums super early, and I sang in the choir, and then I was the choir director at some point. I learned how to direct very young, so that's just naturally in me. Coming into my own band, you know, it wasn't hard. I knew exactly what I want to do with each part. I know it. But I'm also, you know, always open, you know, to, you know, collaborating and working together. So it's been a journey. There's a time that I didn't have a band, and that's how my one-woman show was developed, because I wanted to find the right players, and at the time I couldn't, so I did it myself. And I just created that one-woman show with the looper and
Which,
the
by the
mixer.
way, was where I was going to, because as a beatboxer myself, you know, to see you like lay them foundations down like that, I mean, it's a perfect example of talent and being able to, like you say, from the drums forward, you know, constructing, creating, but beatbox involved as well, which we always like, you know. It's just great.
Yep.
You know.
It is. So, I mean, with that, but like my dream, I want to be like James Brown. Like, I want to have a band like that. So it's been a journey, but it's coming together, and it's having your own band really helps to really plant your sound. That's really important.
Wow.
Having those players that, you know.
Create your thread.
Yes.
What's the identifiable instrument that you would always have in your band and never not have it? Even if it's not there yet. Like if there was the dream, you know, with it like a harp or something, I don't know.
Something that I will always have.
Something that perhaps you already have or you would want to have that really is like an intrinsic ID.
Yeah, I think for me, it's gonna be the guitar always for me, because of that rock edge that I have. That's soul rock, and I just love how it just puts the edge on everything. To me personally, whether it's more acoustic sounding or soft, warm tones to the distortion, I feel like I'm always gonna have that. And now horns, like I feel like I want horns all the time.
Yeah.
So
Once you got one
trumpet.
says one horn, one's got enough.
Yeah, it's like gotta have that.
I saw the Stooges, Iggy Pop. I saw them live, right?
Iggy Pop.
And he was playing I Want to Be Your Dog, and a saxophonist came out and was just doing like lead saxophone on top of these heavy guitars. And I just felt it. I was like, man, that is sexy as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Genius, actually.
Yeah, I know.
The saxophone and the guitar playing at the same time. Oh, yes.
Yeah, just heavy riffs and this sax just... it was like some midnight cooler shit.
I love it.
Yeah.
If you find that clip, you gotta send it to me.
Yeah, I'll send it over.
I need to hear that.
Yeah, I never forget that. But it's one of those that, again, it's just the ID of a signature that can be replicable, live and on record. So new music on its way?
Yes, new music. Is the EP is almost done. The single, the next single, I should say, is headed to mixing and mastering as we speak, and we're gearing up for that whole rollout and how we want to waterfall the other songs, and then the goal is to get this EP out at the end of August, but we shall see. But the single will definitely be out by the top of August.
Wow, that's sick. So you'll be coming back over here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'm manifesting it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not an if, it's a when.
In it.
In it. We'll be having a pies and mash in due course.
Yes.
Lovely stuff. Thank you so much, Denise.
Thank you for having me. You're amazing.
Out in the place. Come on, man. Killa Kela podcast out like it was out of fashion. You know what it is. Big shout out to Kish Cash inside the place as well. Give us a holler. Remember, sharing is caring, all right? Crime don't pay, but neither do they. Don't talk to anyone I wouldn't. You stay lucky, people. That's one, Denise.
See you later.
Peace.
You did it. You're a great host. Wow.